Rather than tearing up the blueprint, Ghost of Yotei brings a suite of thoughtful refinements, iterating on Jin Sakai's adventure in Tsushima whilst carving space for a new protagonist, Atsu. Stoic and cold, she embodies the spirits of Japanese folklore to strike fear into those who wronged her. Her vengeance story might be a familiar one, but Sucker Punch are using it as a canvas for fresh ideas across a world which feels richer, deeper, and more immersive than its predecessor. Here are 15 things we can't wait to do in Ghost of Yotei. Before we continue, please note that all information and footage in this video comes from official sources. Embody Atsu's motivation. Atsu is not a samurai. She has no meaningful stature in 17th century Japan, and she doesn't belong to tradition. It's 1603, 16 years after her family were murdered by the hands of a brutal gang, and on her return to Atsu in the shadows of Mount Yotei, she's already a ghost. The sword she carries is her propulsive force. It's the same blade her attackers used to pin her to a burning ginkgo tree, leaving her for dead. Turning this symbol of trauma into an instrument of vengeance is a bold cinematic stroke of character building, making her quest feel both personal, unstoppable, and one we can't wait to embody. Channel the Onryo's persona. One of Japanese folklore's most recognizable ghosts is the Yurei, pale women in white kimonos, black hair cascading their faces. Among them is the Onryo, or vengeful spirit, a figure of revenge who relentlessly pursues those who wronged them in life. Atsu channels the persona of Onryo deliberately, and as a lone mercenary driven by vengeance, she becomes an Onryo of flesh, terrifying the men of Atsu who whisper her existence. Her Onryo's list, a roll call of those marked for death, is rendered through shodo, the delicate art of Japanese calligraphy written with brush and ink. This detail reframes her vengeance as a meditative practice, suggesting Atsu's killings are ritualistic as much as bloodlust. Channeling the Onryo's persona isn't just Atsu's process for revenge, but also a symbol of the emotional toll this'll take, questioning the probability of her emerging from the quest unchanged. Relive Atsu's childhood. Establishing a strong emotional bond between Atsu's motivation and the player is one of Sucker Punch's core focuses for this sequel. Upon returning to her homeland, players can switch between Atsu's present-day perspective and moments of the past, stepping foot into her memories. At the press of a button, her ruined childhood home blossoms into its former beauty, a sunlit, welcoming place where players relive the warmth of Atsu's familial embrace before tragedy struck. This mechanic not only invites players to see what Atsu has lost, but to feel it. Set up camp anywhere. One of Ghost of Yotei's most elegant open-world systems is the ability for Atsu to pitch camp almost anywhere. Being able to stop, rest, and reflect wherever she may roam keeps the momentum of her nomadic journey flowing. More than just a place to eat, sleep, and prepare for battle, camp is also a hub where vendors arrive to trade goods and wandering senseis approach to teach new weapon skills. This mechanic imparts a quiet revolution on the open-world genre, alleviating the tedium of backtracking and immersion-breaking jolt of fast travel to keep players invested in Atsu's world. Explore Yotei's meditative diversions. Hot springs provided essential moments for Jin Sakai to reflect in Ghost of Tsushima, whilst practicing bamboo strikes improved his resolve, but Atsu's journey provides even more ways to slow down. First-person sumi-e painting and playing the shamisen by firelight are new mindfulness exercises inviting players to step away from combat for a moment's meditation, sharing Atsu's quiet reflections as our own. Chart new paths with the spyglass. Sucker Punch has described Atsu's spyglass as the best way to play Ghosts of Yotei, and it's easy to see why. Raising the spyglass to the horizon reveals new locations, glinting in the distance, smokestacks spiraling into the sky, or waterfalls cascading down the mountainsides. Marking these sites as destinations before letting the wind guide Atsu creates a natural, unhurried sense of exploration. The spyglass provides a living map, organically attuning players to the landscape. Dress to impress. As described in Ghost of Yotei's State of Play presentation, Atsu will discover new armor and clothing as she explores Etso, and players will be able to combine items to create outfits that match their playstyle. Plus, to fix one of Ghost of Tsushima's limitations, each outfit appears to have 3 pre-built save slots, which Atsu can instantly swap between. Likewise, her attire's appearance is customizable too, with players able to choose from a broad palette of colors and materials to ensure each outfit and its unique perks can be picked, even if their base design isn't appealing. Equip charms. Atsu's outfits are her identity, and with Ghost of Yotei's returning charm system, players can shape that identity to match their playstyle. With the right combination of charms, stealthy players can amplify their presence in the shadows, melee-focused warriors can sharpen their strikes, and ranged fighters can perfect their precision. Like in the first game, charms are acquired through exploration, honoring altars of reflection, completing side quests, and growing Atsu's legend across Etso, tying exploration to Atsu's growing empowerment. Befriend the wolf. The wolf's presence in Ghosts of Yotei remains mysterious, given details on its specific roles are limited. We know the wolf won't be a constant companion, but will dynamically appear depending on Atsu's situation. It'll accompany Atsu in stealth and combat, and it has its own skill tree. Hunt down bounties. An oft-seen side activity in open-world games, Ghost of Yotei's bounty system is an opportunity for players to eliminate the environment's wanted outlaws for monetary recompense. However, the game treats bounties as a chance to explore Etso's ruthless underbelly. Accepting bounties leads to unique encounters, with each deposition demanding specific skills and strategies to execute. Seen in the gameplay deep dive, Black Powder Ippei protects his camp with ramshackle artillery, whilst Crow Genzo, an assassin who feeds his victims to crows, provides a life-or-death duel within the tranquility of a lilac blue meadow. Master the Blade. Atsu's arsenal spans 5 main weapons: the katana, spear, the mace-like kusarigama, a long blade odachi, and dual swords, each being effective against specific enemy types. Further, battles are never static, with enemies switching weapons mid-fight, forcing Atsu to adapt in real time. The real draw, though, is the ability to study enemies and learn their techniques. Throughout Atsu's quest, she'll seek out areas where certain weapon-wielding enemies harbour, powerful samurai or deceptive ninja for instance, hunting down their knowledge as well as their blood. Interrogate Atsu's enemies. Information is as valuable as steel in Ghost of Yotei, with Atsu's tendency to interrogate defeated opponents tying directly into the game's clue card system. On their knees with Atsu's cold blade against their neck, beaten enemies will give up information on hidden locations, key targets, or important story details. Each clue takes the form of a physical card in Atsu's journal, and players can choose which cards to collect and when, effectively self-curating their own path through Atsu's story. Kill the Yotei 6. The pounding drum of Atsu's vengeance is the Yotei 6. Led by the rogue samurai Lord Saito, they are the gang who slaughtered her family, destroyed her home, and left her for dead. Alongside Saito, its members are the Snake, Oni, Kitsune, Spider, and Dragon, each a personality, a challenge, and a piece of the puzzle framing Atsu's trauma. Hunting them across Etso is like preparing Atsu for 6 climactic showdowns, and as she strikes each name off her Onryo's list, she gets one step closer to healing her soul. Play the special director modes. Cementing Ghost of Yotei's cinematic appeal is the suite of special director modes, set to mold Atsu's story into homages of mid-century Japanese cinema, violent romps exuding dark humor, or a potentially polarizing mashup of chill-hop mixtapes and Edo period imagery. Kurosawa mode borrows the celebrated director's grainy, high-contrast black and white imagery, whilst Mike mode reframes combats to tight, claustrophobic encounters reminiscent of Takashi Miike's Best. Shinichiro Watanabe's Watanabe mode takes the anime director's penchant for cultural experimentation by marrying lo-fi beats with Atsu's open-world exploration. These modes aren't filters, but options to reshape how the game is experienced. Team up in Legends. When the main story is done and Atsu's journey is complete, Ghost of Yotei's world won't stop turning. Sucker Punch has confirmed that Legends, the beloved cooperative multiplayer mode from Ghost of Tsushima, is making its return, this time with all new challenges. In 2-player story missions and 4-player survival matches, friends can team up to channel their mastery of Atsu's skills against mythological enemies, including giant demonic versions of the Yotei 6. It'll be the perfect way to keep the drums of vengeance beating when it's released as a free update in 2026.
So what are your thoughts on this? Go ahead and share them in the comments below. And if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel and enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon to get new video updates. We upload every day and would really appreciate your support. Thanks for watching.